Welcome to the Medical Stories podcast, where we speak with leading experts, advocates, and those living with challenging conditions who share their real-life medical stories, hopes, and optimism, as well as harrowing accounts of trials through adversity. The Medical Stories podcast is produced by Inventi Media Group, the team behind the multi-Emmy Award-winning documentary series Medical Stories, airing nationwide on public television and available for online audiences at medicalstories.tv. The following audio story has been extracted from our television series episode titled HS Sandra's Story and has been reformatted for your optimal listening experience. In this episode, we will hear from Sandra, as well as Angie Parks-Miller, President and Founding Director of Hope for HS, and Iltefat Hamzavi, Dermatologist with the Henry Ford Health System. We hope you enjoy the story.
My name is Sandra, and I was diagnosed with Hidradenitis Suppurativa.
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight for this meeting of Hope for HS.
40 years ago is when my disease started, and they had no clue what it was.
It's so important that we let people know, hey, I'm not feeling good today. I'm trying, and that's all I can do.
When you are having your low moments, the support group is here for you. And when you're on your high moments, we need you here too to help that next person.
We have to let everybody know what we're going through, and we can't be ashamed anymore.
Hope for HS support groups has completely changed the way I feel about living with hidradenitis suppurativa.
We become more powerful, not as victims, but as advocates.
We don't heal in isolation. We heal in community.
The biggest thing that I think someone can expect when they attend one of the support group meetings is being able to experience a sense of validation that only others with HS can provide.
Damn it, if I'm not going to give up, you're not going to give up, because I've had this for over 40 years.
I'm a mom. I have 2 little kids. They're too young to know if they're going to have HS, but if I pass this on to them, there's no way that I will say that I didn't do everything I could to make it better for them. So their experience is not what my experience has been.
So HS is a chronic disease where people get very large, painful boils in the body folds, underarms, below the breast, in the groin, in the buttocks. So we don't really know what causes hidradenitis suppurativa, but we do know that it seems to be a defect of the immune system and how it responds to normal bacteria.
It's not caused by being overweight. It's not caused by smoking. It's not caused by bad hygiene. It's not acne. It's not ingrown hairs. It's not an STD. It's not contagious.
About 2/3 of patients are women and 1/3 are male. And it tends to occur throughout the period of hormonal development and goes on for many years. HS is hereditary in as far as about 1/3 of patients have a family member with HS.
For me, HS is genetic. It's all through my family. Symptoms first started when I was 16. At 18, I had my diagnosis. Obviously, getting a diagnosis like hidradenitis suppurativa when you're told there is no cure, it's devastating. I'm lucky. A lot of people have to wait, 7, 15, 20 years seeing doctors the whole time and not having a name for this condition. Probably one of the hardest things about living with hidradenitis suppurativa is feeling like I had to keep it a secret. It took years even until I told my mom about my diagnosis, let alone opening up to friends, which really never happened until I was in my 30s.
HS tends to develop at a time period that is such a tender and fragile time at someone's life when they're young and they're trying to build relationships.
I found myself in a long-term relationship in college with a boy who, at every opportunity, would demean me and make me feel less than. I'm so grateful that he broke it off with me.
My self-worth took a hit. And it translated not just past my appearance, but to my confidence in general and the way that I let people treat me and talk to me, just feeling like there was something wrong with me and I wasn't as good as the people around me.
The longer I lived with HS, the worse my self-esteem and self-worth got.
These are people who have to deal with drainage and self-esteem issues, and they really need the support of their partners and their families.
My husband has been wonderful through all of this. He has administered IVs to me through a PICC line. He has dressed the goriest post-surgical wounds you could imagine. And through it all, he's always made me feel loved and beautiful. Even when I couldn't feel that way about myself.
So symptoms of HS can range from pain. There's signs of drainage and pus. There's swelling that limits mobility, so you can't move your arms or you can't move your legs, you can't sit up properly. It also, due to its chronic nature, where you have a boil that comes out of nowhere, affect the mental health of patients affected by the disease.
There's a lot of pain with HS. There's a lot of different kinds of pain with HS.
When you look at the pain scores, an objective measure, patient-reported, about how painful something is, HS has the worst pain scores of almost any disease in dermatology.
When I have a nodule or an abscess that I can't get relief from, it's just this tremendous pressure where the pain is so intense. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my teeth. And it takes such a mental toll on you. And there's so little you can do for relief.
The pain is so severe that patients with HS have some of the higher suicide rates of any chronic disease.
At one point, when I was 18, I tried to take my own life. I've been living with HS for so long that sometimes I forget about all the limitations that come along with it. First and foremost, every piece of clothing that I wear is a strategy. Layers, dark colors, patterns. Can't be too tight. What a weird thing to be emotional about.
Physicians also have a hard time with HS because they're not taught to see it very well. They're not taught to diagnose it very well. When somebody's diagnosed with HS does not mean it's a sentence to have the disease for the rest of their life. We can modify it, and we can make it much better in many cases. We have appropriate topical options, topical antibiotics. We have oral antibiotics for some cases. We have oral and injectable immunosuppressives. Things that modify the body's immune system are available. Laser treatments and specialized surgeries are also available for patients who have advanced cases. Lastly, we have multiple new medications that are coming out that can treat the acute swelling, the acute pain, the chronic drainage. Those are still in clinical testing, but they are being evaluated.
For me, I've tried everything to treat my HS. And it's a combination of things that help me feel better. Topicals, washes, hormonal treatments, antibiotics, surgery, dietary, supplements, probiotics, all these things together is what's required to help me feel better. I went through a lot of self-observation trying to eliminate foods and reintroducing them and seeing which ones might cause me to flare.
There may be some food triggers that we're trying to evaluate. Physical and mental stress, lack of sleep, but the biggest triggers that we can identify today are related to women, and in those situations, it's the monthly cycle that seems to be correlated.
When my husband and I decided to start a family, something that I had always wanted. I always wanted to be a mother. With my first pregnancy, not only was I overjoyed to be pregnant, I also found that my skin completely cleared up. With my second son, it was the same thing. The pregnancy was great, easy. My skin cleared up. I felt like a new person. And then after I had him, my skin just exploded. It seemed like a runaway train. There was no treatment. I remember spending whole days laying on the couch, trying to entertain a baby that couldn't even crawl, wondering if my children would suffer for the rest of their lives because in this formative period I could barely engage with them. But the joy of being a mother is indescribable. There's nothing I would change about my children or my pregnancies or any of the suffering that I went through while my hormones were seemingly out of whack. And when I look back on it, I remember the firsts and the laughter and the joy and overcoming some of that pain to try to be the best mother I could be while dealing with HS. Yeah, living with HS sucks. There's no other way to put it. But I have a beautiful family, a joyous life. I have so much to look forward to and so much that I'm grateful for.
Sandra's, I think, a patient of ours for almost 5 to 6 years. She's also one of the active board members of the Hope for HS.
Hope for HS would not exist simply without Sandra. Sandra has been an amazing asset to this organization. She's provided a lot of support for the infrastructure for those startups of those in-person chapters. She also does a lot of work for our website that we have, so she's really a vital person and a pillar in our organization.
She is probably one of our sheroes because she has done more things for advancing HS than almost anybody. She deeply cares for people beyond herself. I think that's what I love about the HS community. I think that's why we give so much to it, because so many of these patients help the next person who's suffering. For me, Sandra reminds me of hope. She's like kind of hope in HS.
Like, you need another boost? Ready? Bigger one?
Yeah.
And then the biggest, ready?
Yeah.
I love my boys. I do everything, anything for them. They have transformed my life in the most positive ways. And they are the major motivation for the work that I do in HS. And if they're unlucky enough to have inherited HS from me, if there's anything that I can do to make their experience better than mine has been, I'm going to do it. I try to be optimistic and focus on the positive. That so much has changed just in the last couple of years through research and treatment options. I truly believe that a cure is on the way. And the harder we work and the more we make our voices heard, the faster it will come.
Mom, remember they were bodyguards?
Your mom?
See those?
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Medical Stories podcast. Watch our show online at medicalstories.tv or listen to more episodes wherever you get your podcasts.